Hi everyone, long time no see, but the bitch is back. So, I'm doing another drama video, which is why it's a little bit more less, hi, what do we did, I wanted to talk about this because I haven't seen anyone else talk about this, which is really weird to me, because this person is like a big name who is in a fair bit of issues, but they haven't, no one's really spoke about it yet, so I'm gonna be that person, I guess. Today we're talking about why I no longer support the fursuit maker Sparky Can Do / I think her name is Juliet. I'm gonna call her Sparky for this video. As of recent, there have been cases of screenshots leaked of her being transphobic towards somebody, homophobia, and a bit of anti-abortion, pro-life action, which I'll get into that later, because that's a bit more of a wibbly wobbly one. But got screenshots here. The paw is coming off so I can use my phone. I'm gonna link the Telegram chat below that has all the screenshots to the transphobic conversation. I'm not gonna read it all out here because it'll take me like an hour because it's a really long conversation, but I'm gonna point out the best bits or the worst bits by her standards. So basically, for story behind this, a guy called Richard, who is a trans male, posted about his milestone of, I think he was getting top surgery, or he got top surgery, and he posted about it on a furry chat on Facebook, and that's completely fine. If he wants, he's one of the admins, so if he wants to post about that, that's completely fine. But Sparky didn't like that. From what I'm aware of, she commented something on his post. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it must have been something along the lines of, don't post this here because it's controversial. I'll get into it. She messaged him something along the lines of, living in an echo chamber isn't very healthy. I love you, but you gotta let people express their opinions. What are your thoughts on that? From a curious Sparky, heart, I hate this fake nice bullshit that she does the whole way through this fucking conversation. It drives me nuts, but anyway. So Richard goes on to say that this is a big exciting moment for me, a moment where I wanted that echo chamber of approval and support. I completely understand that. He had a big milestone, something very, very big just happened to him, and he went to the furry chat for support because that's kind of what we furries are known for, and instead he was hit with Sparky being a bit weird and talking about some echo chamber. And she said something like, so those others are not afraid to speak out against it too. It's a controversial topic and people on both sides need to feel safe and talk about it openly. And while I agree about having a civil discussion part, which I actually do agree with, if you could have a civil discussion with someone about something and not start yelling at them, it's a very, very good trait. I can't do that, I'm a Scorpio, I'll kill you, but I do agree with that. But calling being trans controversial? Okay. So they go on, and she says stuff like, I accept you, Richard, I do, but I don't agree with your opinions on trans issues. Okay, bit dodgy, but okay. This is not all in order, by the way. This is just things that she said to him in conversation. My screenshots got all exported through Dropbox out of order, and I've kind of just highlighted some of the bad ones, so this is not all very set. This is just what I've heard. So, as an admin who supports accepting everyone, would you not accept me wanting to subscribe? As an admin who supports accepting everyone, would you accept me not wanting to subscribe to the transgender propaganda? Huh. Propaganda is a very interesting word to use. Now this is her quoting Richard in this first bit. So, Richard said, what you did was inappropriate. There was a time and a place. And then she quotes that, and then she says, I would agree to that, but you started it first. You started it first. It sounds like a little primary school child that's getting into trouble by the head teacher and they don't know how to act. You even started off the post with this. But you even started off the post saying this has nothing to do with the furry group. If you're allowed to voice your praise to trans issues, am I allowed to voice my concern against it? No, because that's called discrimination. And that's not okay, and you shouldn't be doing that anywhere, let alone a furry group, which is A lot of people in the furry community are very LGBT anyway, so you'll get in trouble. Probably. You posted a transgender surgery in a furry group. That is pretty odd, and because it's controversial, you will have to understand that you'll get a post on it. See, the thing is, trans people go through that kind of discrimination, and even worse than what Juliet is doing, honestly, every single day. That is how their life works. But with the furry fandom, I think it's a little bit different, because we are, like, that's one of our things, is just being very accepting and loving of everyone. To a degree, of course. You know, we don't talk about, you know, Kira the Wolf or anything. We are a very accepting and loving community of whatever anyone wants to do or what anyone wants to be. And I think it's very, very good morals to have, but it's people like Juliet that fuck this kind of situation up. It's people like her who give off these bad vibes in the furry community. We shouldn't really be having transphobia or homophobia or, you know, anti-abortion stuff in the furry community. If she really accepted Richard, she wouldn't have made the comment in the first place, because she would have known that it would have hurt him. Ooh, I've just got highlighted here, healthy body versus sick mind. We'll get to that later. The stuff that she says about trans surgery is disgusting. My commenting to encourage others that they are not alone and do not need to be scared of standing up in oppression of the trans movement. Oh yes, all the white transphobic people are always so scared of standing up against the trans people on the off chance that they'll get oppressed. Oh my god. We're done here. Yeah, the way that she worded this definitely made it sound like, you know, bigots are like oppressed, or that they're scared of standing up in opposition to the trans movement. Just shut up. Just shut up. I don't care. Shut up. She goes on to say, it is clear to me that healing the mind is better than cutting up a healthy body. Ooh. Sure. But not in this case. I do not want you or any other transgender person to go through pointless pain and body mutilation just so they can feel good about themselves. Honey, it's not body mutilation. It's called fucking surgery. You could say that about any other surgery and everyone would be like, what are you talking about? But then when it comes up in this sort of transgender type topic, all of a sudden, like, oh my god, so you could be going out to getting any other type of surgery that would save your life, but you don't because you think it's body mutilation. Just because this person is trans, you've got some weird bigoted hate feel in front of your eyes. You now think that surgery equals cutting up and body mutilation. It's not the same thing, and they will never be on par with each other ever unless you go to a really, really, really shady doctor. I think Richard sums up what she says pretty well, so I'm going to read out what he said. There are trans folks who are scared for their lives because of people more extreme than you, but still fall onto your side of the argument. People like you who call it mental sickness. People like you who call it body mutilation. However you phrase it, it's hate speech. It's oppressive towards us. It's saying we don't have the right to exist. It's saying we're wrong for existing. And yeah, that's basically what she's conveying, just in this super cute, hi, fist bump kind of way. She literally puts fist bump at the end of a message at one point, and I think it's really funny. And she basically says here that actually, yeah, trans people don't exist, because he says, again, she's quoting Richard at this first point, you want to talk about transgenderism? Here it is, we exist. That's what Richard said. And then she quoted it and said, I know males and females are biological facts, along with very rare mutations, like with intersex people. I prefer to leave intersex people out of it though, and deal with the majority of trans who are not that. Male, female, nothing else. Bad. If you trans, you bad. Again, quoting Richard, and then having a response after it. We make changes to our bodies to make us feel more comfortable. That is no different to someone who changes their hair colour, or goes on a diet, or gets a tattoo. Which she has a point, although I think trans surgery is a bit more on the serious side than just changing your hair colour, which is why obviously you should take your time and really think about it first. And, you know, go to a doctor and get diagnosed with gender dysphoria. But if you've done all that, then go on, mate. Proud of you. And she goes, yeah, nah, big difference there. There's some people feel the need to chop their legs off in order to be happy. I see no difference from that and a trans who wants to lob off their dick. Oh no, I'm getting like secondhand embarrassment. And she says there's no such thing as hate speech, only speech you dislike. Huh. Interesting. Let's actually let's go over this. Let's go over this conversation. Hate speech is a thing. We figured that out when we got a bit more progressive in life. Good thing for us. And of course everyone is entitled to free speech, but like I say, you are entitled to free speech, but to the degree where if it hurts or discriminates against someone else, that's where it turns into hate speech. There's a line between free speech and hate speech. There's a bit of a line there, and you probably shouldn't cross it unless you want to piss someone off. Okay? Hate speech is a thing. In fact, I think in some countries it's a law to not do it. But I think over here it might be a law. I don't know, I'll need to check. But the point is, you have your right to free speech. But if it discriminates against someone else, you no longer have that right. Come, Brendy? Basically, during that conversation, she went along with, oh, I think you should heal your mind instead of trying to cut up your body. It's not cutting up your body, it's called surgery, and healing your mind has never worked, and it's drove a lot of transgender kids to suicide, or having their parents force them to go to conversion therapy, which is terrible. Conversion therapy shouldn't be a thing. Anyway, she tries to play it off like she really accepts Richard, but it's always she really doesn't, and she's just kind of hiding behind this really weird facade of, I'm really nice, I just don't agree with your opinions on your life. She's so concerned about what he's doing with his own body. Why do you care? If he actually was cutting up and mutilating himself, that's his problem. But he's not. He's just getting surgery that makes him feel more comfortable in his own body and makes his mental and emotional health much better. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Also, she's got tattoos in the Bible, which she's Christian, by the way. In the Bible, that would probably be counted as bodily mutilation. So, hypocrite. Anyway, yeah, Sparky is a bit transphobic, and we don't stand that. We cancelled that Harry Potter bitch for it. Can we do it for her now? Ooh, here's the homophobic one that we've got now. This is from her old Furfinity account, I believe. Yep, and at the top there you can see her name tag. I'm just going to read all this out because it's pretty short. So, I'd love to try and explain, but just to set things straight, I don't hate any gays. Fuck. If you're starting off for affinity blog, I don't know, I don't go on for affinity, so I don't know what this is, but it looks like something. But if you start a message with, I don't hate the gays, but oh no. I'd love to try and explain, but just to set things straight, I don't hate the gays and was raised to only love everyone. But I am a Christian and fully believe the Bible and agree with it in full. I also believe that marriage is a thing of its own design for one man and one woman. It has been a seance, the beginning of time. I don't know what she's saying there. And in every culture, it is a good way to start a family. And believe it is the best environment for kids. I don't believe something that's important, especially to me in a Christian way, needs to be redefined to include other parties. This goes for everyone other than one man plus one woman. I believe it is a unique union that should be seen for what it truly is. I also believe marriage is not a right but equality is but an institute made for one man and one woman. Baseball is made for baseball players and soccer is made for soccer players. If a baseball player tries to join a soccer team and then tries to redefine or change the rules to suit his needs, as in this case a gay couple wanting to be together should make a union up of their own and not tear down and redefine what one that already exists perfectly as it is. And yes, it may not be an arguing point if you're not Christian, but I do believe choosing to be gay is a sin, and that we are not made for it as we are not made for having sexual relations with animals. Oh my god. And then everyone has a choice. You can be gay or not. I love all the gay people just not the actions they take. I hope maybe one day they'll all understand and in the meantime not hate me for standing up to what I know is true. Yep, it's very ironic being a furry and most of them are gay, because don't give a fuck about the Christian morals. But I love the furry community in first place. They're so much fun and quite a few of the furry people are super friendly and hypo crazy fun like me. I do my best to stay away from the other side of the furry community though. All the porn bestiality, sick twisted shit, it's just not on. I wish more furries had a conscious or better morals. The wood is quite a sick place. Just trying to do my best, getting through it all and maybe helping people through it as well. I wish you a good day that maybe people now understand a little. Sparky. Okay, we've seen this before. Christians being incredibly homophobic, but it's weird when it's in the furry fandom, but it should be happening anyway. That's homophobia. Saying that marriage is only for one man and one woman and that marriage is some sort of like sacred thing. Like, calm down, queen. Someone who's bisexual, I just feel a bit like, you know, by all that. The bitch really compared gay marriage to bestiality. No, we don't have time to unpack all of that. Like, that's not how that works. Gay marriage, two consenting adults who happen to be of the same gender wanting to get married is not the same as raping a dog. But sure, whatever you want, girl. If you want to think it's the same, that's your opinion. Yeah, fist bump. Yeah, just the whole like marriage is some sacred thing and it's for one man and one woman is very like old-timey like Christian morals that make me want to vomit. It's so weird. She's also, so far she's been showing off transphobia and homophobia in the furry community where a lot of us are gay or trans or whatever. How is she like surviving? How has she survived so far and no one's noticed this? Is it just because everyone loves her too much? I don't get it. And last up we've got the abortion message, and you can't really see her tag in this photo, but I'll like put a screen cap up, like look, there's her account, there's her tag, and then here's the message that she put in the right corner. Getting the message out, abortion, oh boy. Not my typical journal, nor does it have anything to do with fursuit business. hold on. That quote there, let's go back to the transphobia part. Remember when she slandered Richard for posting something on a furry chat that wasn't relevant to being a furry, but he was trans, and now she's doing it about abortion, so it's okay. Besides the fact that I, who solely run this business, fully support the pro-life movement, it is one of my passions for people to know the truth about it and stop abortions altogether. So I would like to suggest, if you have never really thought about it, on the fence about it, or maybe you have had an abortion yourself, to go through this site and read and watch what abortion really is, and maybe then your eyes will be open to the truth that is so real. I truly believe this is the worst thing we as humans have ever done. The Holocaust, but sure. And I'm ashamed of this, so please open your eyes and don't be blinded by this gruesome hush Holocaust. Holocaust, like I said. A lot of people so readily shrugging it off. Oh my goodness. If you agree, please sign the petition on the site based in and for the USA. They appreciate donations too. Oh god. If you're outside the US, then I strongly suggest you get involved in your country's movement too. It is a time to ban abortion, the blatant murder of innocent babies. Love you all, peace out, Sparky. Note, to all offended by this, it's not my intention, I just want the truth to be known. This is important to me because I've not had a say about it and shown support in. Note, if you're fully pro-abortion, which it looks like a lot of you are, that's fine. You can have your opinion. I can understand why you are all, and I am saying it is worth looking into. You might change your mind once you know all the facts. Life is worth double checking on, and child's life is worth a second thought. Okay, this is one that I wanted to kind of go over a bit more because it is a bit of a still a touchy subject. With things like homophobia and transphobia, I feel like we can really set in stone that they are bad because they're discriminating against people. With abortion, it's a little bit different. I personally am pro-choice. I think if you want to have an abortion for whatever reason you feel you need to, whether it's because you were raped, you're underage, or you can't financially you can't support a baby, or you just don't want to go through 9 months of pregnancy and then push it all out, and that's completely fine. and I'm here for you. Pro-choice is pro-woman, so that's me. I've had a lot of arguments with pro-lifers and they all kind of sound like this. They're like, it's blatant murder of babies, and we can give them like 100 facts as to how it's not blatant murder of babies, and they're still just like, it's morally wrong. And it's like, is that it? Is that all you've got? Bring it! Abortion can be seen as a termination of pregnancy, which is a nicer way to put it. Basically when, well, there are a few different ways to do it. There's a pill and there's the surgical one. I actually don't agree with the pill version because it's a lot more painful and a bit more kind of gruesome. You have to like sit in your toilet and like push out all the fetus on your, it's quite gruesome. But if you want to take the pill on your own home, that's fine. I would prefer to do the surgical one. It takes like 30 minutes. They just shove a little vacuum up you, turn it on, and all the baby fetus gets sucked out. That's like a base way of putting it. I'm sure the surgery probably goes a little bit different than that, but whatever. It does hurt a little bit, but there's nurses there to help you. You can have your partner or a friend in to help you as well. It's all very nice. Now, for our Sparky, she's like blatantly pro-life and like in that aggressive way where they're like, abortion is murder! Depending on what your stance is, you might actually agree with Sparky here. That's totally fine. If you want to agree with Sparky, go ahead. You can argue in the comments. I won't pay attention. But nah, that feels a bit weird, doesn't it? That feels wrong. Pro-life people suck. Oh, there was just another thing I completely forgot that she did. She wore a MAGA hat once. There was a video of her on the 4th of July on a year. She was in fursuit and she had a MAGA hat on. So I think she's a Trump supporter. She also follows Trump on Twitter. I follow Trump on Twitter. I was just a laugh at him though. but yeah, she's a Trump supporter, which I think really wraps this whole thing up together. She's a Trump supporter, she's anti-abortion, she's transphobic, and she's homophobic. Sparky Can Do, everybody. Wow. So that's that. I'll leave that link to the Telegram chat in the comments. I got all these screenshots of someone on Twitter, by the way. I think their name is Dethroned God, but I think their Twitter account may have got deleted. I'm not sure why. Yeah, these posts might have been deleted off of her affinity. I haven't checked, but they are definitely from her. I know definitely things that she said, including all these, plus the photo of her in the MAGA hat, which if I find it, I will put it here, but I might not be able to find it, so if it's there, put it there. If it's not there, oh well. You'll have to take my word for it. Am I trying to cancel Sparky here? A little bit. A little bit. I don't agree with cancel culture, but a little bit. I'm just saying, maybe you should think about this the next time you go to commission her. Plus, nobody was talking about this. Everyone just posted this on the ground. Dethroned God put it up on Twitter, and I saw like one Instagram post that reposted it, and that was about it. That was as far as it went. No one's actually spoke about the like terrible shit she said to people and about people. So, yeah. Maybe consider that. I think that's the end of this video. It was quite rambly, but I'll edit it and everything will be fine. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.